Imagine a home that welcomes you before you even reach the front door. The lights turn on automatically. Your favorite playlist fades in softly. The thermostat adjusts to your perfect temperature, and your coffee machine has already started brewing. This kind of intelligent living feels modern, even futuristic. But the truth is, the dream of a smart home is older than most of us think. It began, like most innovations, with imagination. In the 1950s, American households were introduced to the idea of the automated future. Popular science magazines and futuristic cartoons, like the Jetsons, promised robot maids, push-button meals, and homes that could think for you. Back then, it was all fantasy, but the seeds were planted. The first real attempts at smart living came not from homes, but from industrial automation. As early as the 1960s and 70s, large facilities were using computers to control lighting, heating, and machinery. But these systems were massive, expensive, wired into the walls. It's not something an ordinary homeowner could ever dream of affording. Then slowly, the pieces began to come together. In 1975, a communication protocol called X10 was developed. It allowed home devices like lamps and appliances to talk to each other through electrical wiring. You could now control devices remotely, It was clunky, often unreliable, and had limited functionality. But it was the beginning of the connected home. The 1980s and 90s saw some experimentation: universal remotes, security systems, and early attempts at home automation. But again, the experience was fragmented. There was no central hub, no real intelligence. And then came the internet. When homes got online in the late 90s and early 2000s, the smart home vision came back to life. Suddenly, you could control devices from a computer. You could monitor your home while away. Tech companies began to take notice. But the real explosion didn't come until a tiny, unassuming device entered the market. In 2011, Nest introduced a sleek, intelligent thermostat. It learned your patterns, sensed when you were home or away. It saved energy without you needing to think about it. This wasn't just a fancy dial. It was learning. And people loved it. Nest was quickly followed by smart cameras, smart doorbells, smart locks. Devices that worked on Wi-Fi, connected to the cloud, and updated through apps. And then came the voice. In 2014, Amazon introduced the Echo with Alexa, and everything changed. Now, you could talk to your home. You could ask for the weather, play a song, control lights, order groceries. Google followed with its own assistant. Apple added Siri to HomeKit. And suddenly your home wasn't just smart, it was listening. More devices flooded in. Smart lights that could mimic the sunrise. Fridges with cameras inside. Ovens that preheat from your phone. Vacuum robots that map your floor plan. Doorbells that recognize faces. And systems that could detect water leaks, smoke, carbon monoxide, and alert you in real time, no matter where you were. But the real challenge was, and still is, integration. Different brands, different apps, different ecosystems. For years, users juggled between Alexa, Google Home, Apple HomeKit, SmartThings, Zigbee, Z-Wave. The list goes on. That's why companies began working towards standardization. Enter Matter, a new protocol backed by the biggest names in tech, aiming to make smart home devices interoperable regardless of brand. If it works, the future could be seamless. Buy a device, plug it in, and it just works with your entire home. Meanwhile, the intelligence is moving beyond commands. Smart homes now use AI to learn habits. Your lights dim automatically as bedtime approaches. The AC turns off when you leave. Your home knows your schedule better than you do. It's not just about convenience. It's about energy savings, security, and personalization. And it's expanding beyond the walls. Smart home tech now connects to wearables. Your watch tells your thermostat you're on a morning run. Your phone tells your garage to open when you're near. Your voice assistant syncs your day's calendar while turning on the lights. And in emergencies, when you're not home, your security system can call for help. Your smart camera can warn intruders. Your sensors can prevent disasters before they happen. We're no longer talking about isolated devices. We're talking about living systems, adaptive environments, responsive spaces. Still, the journey isn't over. Issues of privacy, data security, and overdependence continue to be discussed. As homes become smarter, questions arise. Who owns the data? Who controls the access? What happens when the internet goes down? But even with these questions, the direction is clear. From a fantasy in 1950s magazines, to scattered attempts in the 70s, to learning thermostats, voice assistants, and predictive automation. The smart home is no longer coming. It's already here. And it's evolving quietly, intelligently around you.